Another green day for Kaspa. That is a beautiful day to be in Kaspa and just in general crypto, guys. So we are going to have a look at Kaspa's, well, short term, long term, whatever, and of course we are going to have a look at overall market sentiment, and we are going to try to define whether we should expect any type of a pullback, or we should go towards much higher prices for Kaspa and overall crypto market. So guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luke, and if you are new, consider subscribing, and of course a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. Now let's actually start with simple TAs for Kaspa, and let's have a look what's happening, right? So guys, I was mentioning, I believe yesterday on the channel, that we could see a little bit of a shakiness for Kaspa in order to grab this liquidity. All right, this is for hourly, so Kaspa perfectly dipped to, well, to wick down these longs to levels of 14 cents 3, and now, well, basically on this very short time frame, Kaspa is creating, well, kind of an uptrend, let's say. Okay, so now stochastic RSI is basically, well, going from these overheated levels to potentially even downward levels. I'm considering the fact that on 4-hourly MACD is basically kind of going towards well, these levels, right, let's say. Okay, so now let's have a look at the daily time frame for our beloved Kaspa. So stochastic RSI on a daily is showing us the same thing, right? We are in this overheated zone for Kaspa. Of course, on a bull cycle this can stay in here, however we do have to wait for the next move for BTC. Obviously BTC has printed well, almost 83k, I believe, in the morning, well, where I am. However, we are going to check whether we should actually expect some pullback for BTC, because that's something that we haven't experienced yet, and I believe that we will probably sooner or later. Okay, so guys, weekly time frame, let's have a look at the weekly time frame for our beloved Kaspa. Bullish thing for Kaspa is that this blue thing is going towards well, the upside, and Kaspa on a weekly is actually changing momentum. And also great thing from the standpoint of MACD would be if Kaspa is going to actually break this trend and trade much higher on a weekly, and stochastic RSI, basically the same thing for stochastic RSI, right? Because stochastic RSI is kind of in a downtrend. So let's see if that RSI on a weekly can actually close above this level of 83, 84. Let's see, guys. All right, so now let's have a look at the liquidity. All right, that's very important. Let's have a look at BTC first of all. So Binance, one daily. Okay, everybody is basically longing on a daily, and now daily on all of exchanges, but on 7 daily, guys, this is what's going on. Okay, so again, I'm not saying that we are going to see the pullback, but quick wick towards the downside could basically flash a lot of leverages and then build up momentum towards the upside. Okay, so let's have a look at the levels for BTC. That's 12 hours for BTC, and we can see that we've got significant levels in these areas, okay, of around 80,000 USD for BTC. So is that going to pull the price of Kaspa and overall market a little bit lower? Well, potentially, right? Now guys, let's actually go to 3 daily for BTC, and as you can see, we've got these levels in here. Again, guys, just from the standpoint of liquidity grab, that could potentially happen, but of course it doesn't have to necessarily, right? So guys, let's have a look at Kaspa, and Kaspa on Binance, Kaspa on all of the exchanges, and let's actually check what is the situation with our beloved Kaspa. So everybody's longing Kaspa, so good, so cute. All right, and now let's actually have a look at the heat map, because that's more visualized, and I guess it's easier to kind of understand. So guys, on a 3 daily, we've got liquidity for Kaspa at 16 cents 2. So Kaspa could potentially go towards this level on 3 daily, and now let's actually go for 12 hours for our beloved Kaspa, and potentially Kaspa can go to level, let's say 15 cents to grab this last liquidity, and then obviously build up momentum towards the upside. But obviously that's really not that much, right? Now looking at overall market, guys, everything is basically pumping, but if it comes to everything, I'll actually cover different kind of coins that I believe can potentially see significant upside, because I always say that you should, guys, diversify your portfolio, but I never actually tell you what I have. So I'm going to show you very, very soon. Now guys, we have to remember that we are sitting on a greedy market 76, and according to coin market cap, we are sitting at 79. So again, guys, from this standpoint, we potentially could see a little bit of a shakiness. All right, also looking at RSIs on weekly, right, we are basically in what, neutral area. So obviously we could go towards the upside, obviously much higher. Well, please don't buy SUI, don't buy Doge. Obviously these are in overheated zones, and I do believe that they are prone towards pullback right now. However, there are lots of opportunities, that still haven't pumped yet. And by the way, guys, if you are holding your Kaspa or anything else on exchanges, please don't do it. Okay, and I'm not saying that to get this commission. That's obviously much safer thing, right? I have multiple wallets. I've got Tangem, I've got Ledger, and I'm actually looking to buy 1key and Ledger stacks. All right, right? But if you are interested, guys, make sure that you check it out, because in a case if any exchange that you are holding your Kaspa or whatever on is going to go down, then you are going to have a problem, right? Because you know what they say, not your keys, not your crypto. So guys, with my discount code you can get minus 10% off if you're going to type crypto space in here. Okay, so I'm going to leave the link. Now let's look at very important metric, I believe, and that is interest for new retail investors. And that's basically well, Bitcoin saw a significant drop in terms of interest on, well, 2 days ago, and now we are seeing that pump again. However, very interesting thing is that we've got that uptick for overall crypto, right? So people are searching for coins like Kaspa, for example, Doge, soon, whatever, and that is just a beginning. Because guys, if I'm going to zoom this thing out to, let's say, 12 months, we can see what is going on. Okay, and also 5 years, that's obviously a huge time to actually compare it in terms of, you know, interest for the previous cycle. Guys, this is what we are at level 50. Okay, so every single time we're basically at this level, roughly we're basically pulling back. Okay, so I'm not saying that we are going to pull back, but we potentially could, because we still have a lot of time. Okay, anything between 8-12 months, I believe, of this volatility towards the upside. But now guys, the question is, can we see the pullback? Well, we have to wait for the update from the standpoint of ETF flows from today. So we are going to see it tomorrow. I'm going to update you, and if that thing is going to be negative, that potentially can occur in a pullback. Now guys, let's have a look at Kaspa, because we've got some bullish stuff for Kaspa. So the volume is at over $500 million USD. Guys, this is so bullish. Kaspa is at number 28 in terms of ranking, and we are sitting at almost 4 billion USD in terms of market cap. Guys, this is very bullish. And now I'm actually going to show you some macro charts, because I believe that's very, very important. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, why am I not talking about Kaspa for such a long time? But the reality is, guys, that we are still waiting for these, you know, exchange listings basically. Okay, so total crypto market cap excluding top 10 on a weekly. So guys, I do believe that once Bitcoin is going to see, let's say, 88-90k, we could potentially see the pullback, and also we could experience some trap over here for Kaspa. Well, very temporarily trap, and for overall altcoins, but that's obviously going to be just a quick stuff. Now let's have a look at USDT dominance, and let's track this. That is very, very important. And after that, I'm going to actually show you what I'm also holding and what did I diversify my portfolio to. So let me actually get out of this thing. And now guys, on a zoomed out perspective, on a weekly time frame, we have to be careful and track this thing, because this is very important support over here for USDT dominance. And if the price is going to bounce from this level, well, that potentially could be not that juicy short term. Let me actually go in here. Jesus, I don't know why my computer is going so slow, but you guys can clearly see that roughly, you know, we've got another level in here. Okay, so let's see if that is going to bounce towards the upside, considering the fact that stochastic RSI is basically bottoming, and we could potentially see, you know, bounce towards the upside. So be careful with these, you know, 100x leverages. And now, very important thing, of course, Bitcoin's dominance. So Bitcoin found support at level 58.5. okay, and now the dominance is obviously going towards the upside. Okay, but guys, you know, that pump basically for altcoins, that mini pump that you are experiencing right now for Kaspa and anything else that you might be potentially holding, is just nothing in comparison to what is yet to come. Because let me zoom this thing out to the weekly time frame, and there you go guys. Okay, this is what we are waiting for. We are waiting for that total dump for BTC's dominance, and this is when we are going to experience a huge pumps for our beloved altcoins. Okay, not only our beloved Kaspa. And now guys, let's have a look at the projects that, you know, I basically diversified my portfolio to. So you'll probably remember that I have exited, you know, half of the position for Kaspa, because, you know, I saw opportunity elsewhere, and actually I printed, you know, a couple of well, juicy gains for Cetus and Sui. Okay, and now I'm pretty much ready to buy Kaspa back or whatever else. Of course guys, this is not advisable to actually, you know, buy green candles just like in here. I know that everybody is talking about Sui, but Sui basically at the moment, I do believe sooner or later is going to see temporarily pullback, and same for Cetus. Okay, Cetus, actually I have took out some money from Cetus, because Cetus at the moment is pulling back. All right, so this is something obviously short term. And now guys, it depends on your strategy, right? Because because obviously if you're working so much and you don't really have time to look at these charts all the time and trade, you know, having a long-term portfolio is definitely a good thing, right? So you don't really care about these small fluctuations in the market. But for me, obviously I do have quite a bit of a time, so I would like to basically, you know, sell at the top. Well, try to sell at the top, because obviously nobody in this market can perfectly find the top and buy at the bottom, right? But you get the point. Okay, now guys, we've got AIOZ. I believe that AIOZ is basically a good buying zone at the moment. Okay, so we have basically broke out of this downtrend. Now AIOZ is going down from that 0.236 level, and we could potentially see AIOZ basically going to 1.618 zone, which is going to be 160. Then I've got Injective, Render, Ondo from the standpoint of something that is well, obviously a safe bet. We could see that Injective is a safe bet. It already had a huge run in that first, let's say, pre-bull cycle. Okay, so I do believe that diversification is the key, because for example, if I'm going to do a couple of X in here, I can just roll it back to Kaspa and constantly trade and doing 4-5x in, let's say, a matter of 2-3 weeks, if that makes sense, guys. And also I've got Ondo, which at the moment is actually quite huge chunk of my position. Obviously that is a new project, but Ondo is basically backed by BlackRock, and as we know that this bull cycle is going to be well, basically driven by institutions, right, and by BlackRock, right? And Ondo's mission is basically to tokenize everything. So guys, I hope it helps, and as always guys, peace and love crypto, and I'm going to see you in the next one.